Title: I got back a day early from a business trip to find 47 people in my house under a banner that read, "Congratulations on your divorce." My wife and her lawyer were hosting a huge celebration party. My kids laughed, "You're not the head of this family anymore, loser." I didn't make a scene, but I made one call that instantly ruined their lives. 3 weeks later, my wife sent me just one text. When I opened it, my world collapsed. I knew something was wrong the moment I saw the driveway. Too many cars, too many voices bleeding through the walls. Inside, the air smelled of champagne and cheap perfume. 47 faces turned toward me when I stepped in, half drunk, smirking, basking in my humiliation under a white banner that screamed, "Congratulations on your divorce." My wife stood at the center, glass in hand. Her lawyer, their lawyer, was next to her, grinning like he'd already cashed his check. My kids, my blood, laughed and shouted, "You're not the head of this family anymore, loser." The room erupted. Phones came out. They wanted my reaction. I gave them nothing. No shouting, no begging. Just one slow look at my wife, then at my children, then at the banner. I walked outside, shut the door, and made a call. We were married 21 years. High school sweethearts, if you can believe that cliché. I worked long hours, but I thought it was for us. Vacations, college funds, that cabin in Vermont she said was her dream. We had fights, sure. She hated that I traveled so much, said I wasn't present. What she didn't say was that my absences gave her time to build another life, one where I was the villain and she was the free woman about to cash out. I didn't see it at first, the distance, the secrecy with her phone. But the trip 2 months ago, that's when the pieces clicked. Our joint account was suddenly missing $28,000. She said it was a clerical error. I believed her. Fool. When the truth landed, it was brutal in its simplicity. She wasn't just divorcing me, she was dismantling me. Her lawyer was an old college fling. My kids had been fed a steady diet of, "Your father abandoned us." The party I walked into wasn't spontaneous. It was a victory parade. My execution, carried out in my own living room. I didn't scream, I didn't drink myself into a stupor, I planned. First, I called my accountant. Then an old college friend, now head of corporate security at my firm. We worked fast. Every joint account was frozen under suspicion of fraud. My lawyer filed an emergency motion citing misuse of marital funds. Our prenup, long forgotten, had a morality clause tied to adultery. The evidence? Already in my hands, from a private investigator I'd quietly hired weeks before. The cabin in Vermont? Purchased entirely under my name. The mortgage? Paid from my premarital trust. She'd bragged about it to her friends. She wouldn't be keeping it. The kids' college funds? Locked into trusts I controlled. Not to punish them, but to make sure she couldn't drain them for living expenses. 3 weeks later, the fallout began. Her lawyer, now revealed as her lover, was disqualified from the case due to conflict of interest. The court sided with me on temporary custody. Her public drunkenness at that party helped. Half her friends turned on her when the accounts she used to fund their brunches and spa trips were frozen. She moved into a cramped apartment with peeling wallpaper. I moved back into my house, our house, with the locks changed. Then came the text. 3 weeks to the day after the party, at 11:43 p.m., my phone lit up. Just one sentence. "I can't believe you would do this to your own family." No apology, no admission, just accusation. That's when I realized she still thought she was the victim. I stared at the screen for a long time, feeling nothing. No rage, no sadness, just clarity. I typed back, "Family doesn't throw a party to celebrate your death while you're still breathing." And I hit send. People ask me if I regret it, if I miss her, if I miss the life we had. The truth? I miss the version of her I thought was real. but she's been dead for years. What I did wasn't revenge. It was balance. She set the fire, I just made sure she burned in it too.